Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we're going to be talking about a bunch of crazy changes that have been added into Grand Theft Auto Online, some things you might not have known about some of the recently released content, and a whole lot more. But we need to start off today with something that is really insane going on right now in Grand Theft Auto Online, and it has to do with the Los Santos custom shop and selling cars. I need to let you guys know about this, but also give you a pretty strong warning as well. So FunMW2 put out this tweet a couple of days ago. He stated, "It seems Rockstar Games have disabled the caps that limit the amount of cars you can sell, and they seem to be aware of it." And he also says, so don't sell your cars. So basically, if you don't know what's going on, at the Los Santos custom shop, two things happen. Number one, Rockstar only allow you to sell one car per physical day in GTA Online. So that's one car every 48 minutes. But they also limit on how many cars you can sell per actual day, like in a 24-hour real life span. I think it's somewhere along the lines of 5 or 6. They do this as kind of like a fail-safe to money glitches and duplication glitches, so that even if you are able to duplicate vehicles, you'd only be able to sell them at a maximum of like 5 or 6 per day, which wouldn't net you all that much money and would really stop you from just becoming an instant millionaire or billionaire. However, that has been removed, and now you can sell an unlimited number of personal vehicles at the Los Santos custom shop. Now, that is also something else I need to point out, is that this only applies to personal vehicles, so you can't just drive cars off the street over and over and over and over again and just start selling. It's only going to work with personal vehicles. So I can hear you guys right now, you're saying, oh, this is great, I'm going to go sell a bunch of my personal vehicles that I don't use, I don't have to have the timer, or I'm going to do some sort of glitch that allows me to duplicate some vehicles and then I'll sell those. But I want to give you guys a warning here, because like FunMW2 mentioned, Rockstar is aware of this, and they're probably working on a fix to reverse this. I don't know why they haven't already, but I think this could actually be a trap, and that's the warning I want to give to you guys. So have you ever heard of the term bait car? It's something that cops use to try and catch criminals that are super notorious for like Grand Theft Auto or stealing vehicles. So what cops will do is like purposely leave a vehicle unlocked in an area that they know is high in theft or crime, and they'll wait for someone to steal it, and it's a bait car, and they'll trap them. I think that's exactly what this is right here. Rockstar has taken the cap off in-game, but they're probably doing it to see who is going to start selling a bunch of cars and who is going to start making a bunch of money from the Los Santos custom shop. If you don't know, Rockstar tracks every car you take into the Los Santos custom shop and every one you sell as well. And even if your account isn't flagged and you aren't banned or you aren't suspended, what this can actually do to your account if you sell a bunch of vehicles over and over and over again is when the cap is reset, it could prevent you from normally selling vehicles for weeks or even months, depending on how many cars you sell. So if you wanted to legitimately get rid of a car, it would seem that you would get locked out of the Los Santos custom shop and you wouldn't be able to do anything in terms of selling vehicles. So I don't know all that much about the Grand Theft Auto Online economy of selling vehicles and tricks that you can use in the Los Santos custom shop, but what I will do is leave some links in the description to a couple articles like the no daily sell limit and how it could affect you. A lot of people are saying that as long as you sell the cars every 7 minutes, that you shouldn't have an issue and that you should be able to avoid punishment. But like I said, I am not, informed or detailed enough in that subject enough to give you guys a right or a wrong answer. All I know is this is the change that has happened in Grand Theft Auto Online, but I think it could be a trap, and that's why I'm giving you guys a warning. So if you want to sell a car, you should do it normally. Don't be afraid of that, but don't go duplicating a bunch of vehicles and then start selling them back to back to back to back, because that will definitely be suspicious, and you'll probably end up on Rockstar's flag list, and you might end up with a banned or suspended account, and I certainly don't want that for anyone. But keep that in mind. That's a change that is still going on right now in Grand Theft Auto Online. Let's move on to some other things. This actually involves the Nuit Kalli GTB. There's a couple of weird issues with the custom variant and the regular version. So we'll start on the custom variant first, and it actually has to do with the spoiler. So there's one spoiler called Secondary Exotic Sharp Wing, and instead of it being the secondary color, which mine is white here, it's actually carbon. So that's, again, a mistake that Rockstar seemed to have made with this vehicle, because as you can see, when I switch it to regular exotic sharp, it turns to white, and when I do custom secondary, it turns to carbon, which is weird because there's already a carbon option for that. And it's weird because there doesn't seem to be a carbon option for this exotic sharp wing, but there is a secondary one, but even if you apply it, you're still going to get the carbon one. So that right there is a little weird. And then there's another issue as well with the secondary shoulder GT spoiler. Once again, instead of it being the secondary color, it goes 100% carbon. And you guys can see here that there is options for primary, a secondary, and carbon, but instead of that, it's just carbon all over again. So I don't know why that is the case. I don't know if that's a mistake on Rockstar's end, but you can see I'm flipping through them right now, and they're the exact same spoiler. There's just no difference. And my secondary color is white for both. So you would have seen a difference somewhere on the spoiler right there, but there is none, which again is a little bit unfortunate, and hopefully they do end up fixing that sometime soon. And this next issue is just a text bug with the Kalli GTB, the regular one. It's on the skirts. So as you guys can see here, there's two versions of the secondary GT skirt, and even though there's two versions of it, it works. So as you guys can see here, I'll change my secondary color to like this super bright blue, and when I go back to that secondary skirt option, you can see that it works. So one of them is just supposed to say primary, one of them is supposed to be secondary. Just seems like it was kind of a mistake right there by Rockstar. But that one's not that bad because functionally it still works, so all you have to do is get around the fact that there are two secondary options right there. Let's move on to another vehicle that was just recently added into the game, and that is the Truffade Nero Custom. So there's actually an issue on one of the liveries, the Pendulous livery. I've talked about how the numbers don't match here, but on one of the spoilers, if you apply the mid-level wing spoiler, the sponsorship is super messed up. So the sponsorship is Le Chen, and on one side it looks okay, like it's actually facing the right direction, but the Le Chen part is cut off. Again, it's not centered at all, which once again indicates that there's a lot of little bugs and issues with these liveries. And on the other side, on the right side, it's backwards, which is not supposed to be the case. They're supposed to mirror each other, not be flipped. So again, I think that's kind of odd. That's just another thing that was picked up with some of the livery issues on these new cars. Most of them are on the Comet Retro Custom, and then a couple of them like this are actually found on the Nero Custom. So once again, hopefully Rockstar fixes that sometime soon. All right, so the other day I touched on when the Kalli GTB came out that you cannot actually lower it via the suspension upgrade in the LSC. However, you can do this automatically by stancing or lowering the vehicle, and I'll show you guys how you can do it right now. So it is a little bit tricky. Again, you're going to need a car that already doesn't have bulletproof tires. So if you haven't bought this yet, this is something you might want to do. For the front wheels, what you want to do is take out an assault rifle and shoot about 20 to 30 rounds right behind the wheel. So kind of like on the fender a little bit, and you should see it drop once and then twice if you want it to go a lot lower than that. And for the back wheels, what you want to do is pull out a marksman rifle and shoot at the same location, kind of right behind the wheel on those fenders, and you should see it drop. Now, if you do this, you should notice that your car starts to smoke a little bit, which is the only downside here, but this will still make it pretty nice for car shows and meetups if you want to have a lowered vehicle and if you want to have a stance car that is different and unique from everyone else. So like I said, unfortunately, we can't really lower the Kalli GTB, but this is kind of a workaround in which you can do that yourself. All right, some interesting things regarding the vehicle warehouses, the first of which is actually an image that can be found inside of them. This comes from FunMW2. He states, "I wonder why Michael is in one of the pics inside your import-export warehouse," and this is the image right here. It's Michael driving a Turismo R. So I don't know if this was just a mistake by Rockstar. I don't know why he was supposed to be in there, maybe versus someone else, but this kind of throws the timeline of Grand Theft Auto Online through like a super crazy loop, because obviously Michael's not supposed to quote-unquote exist yet, and he's not supposed to be in our universe. So I thought that that was really interesting, and he's driving a DLC car, which is weird. Again, I just think that's really funny. So that can actually be found in our import and export warehouses. And according to GTA Forums user Rollshoe2282, it looks as if Rockstar had plans for medium, small, and large vehicle warehouses. I'll show you guys this image right here. It was found by him, and you can see one of them are called Interior Wear Medium. but where are the ones for small and large? If there was only one size, why would you call it medium? So that to me is very interesting. Could maybe, if there was to be an import or export part 2, Rockstar expand on vehicle warehouses, making an even larger size and then making an even smaller one? So making it more affordable for people who want to get into the game, but also upping the ante a little bit if you're a high roller and you want an even bigger vehicle warehouse garage. So just keep that in mind, that maybe, just maybe, if there's to be a part 2 of import or export, we could see the increased size or decreased size of a vehicle warehouse, or it could have just been cut and Rockstar ultimately ended up going with the medium one as the only size warehouse that we could purchase in import and export. All right, and the last thing we're going to be talking about today kind of has to do with an Easter egg about Benny, the mechanic at Benny's custom shop, the guy that's been customizing all of our vehicles. And it's actually kind of sad. And Rockstar added this on like the loading screens that you see when you come into Grand Theft Auto Online. I'll show them to you right now. So this is an advertisement for the Itali GTB, and their description is: it takes a real visionary to look at the poise and balance of Progen's Itali GTB and see any room for improvement. And whatever you think about its reliance on prescription opiates, no one can deny that Benny is just that, a visionary. So what they're actually talking about there is that Benny might actually have an addiction to prescription opiates, which I don't know, that might explain his weird behavior or something like that. I have no clue. All I know is that was just a very, very weird description, and Rockstar might have just given us a little bit of insight on Benny, who once again is only a Grand Theft Auto Online character. So again, pretty interesting stuff, but it is sad to see that that actually might be the life of Benny, probably my favorite mechanic in the game. But anyways, that's all the information that I'm going to be talking about for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy, and hopefully you learned a thing or two regarding what's going on here in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you guys did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. I should be live streaming later today, so please do stick around on that for my channel. It's going to be really, really fun. But without the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.